Hey guys, Sam here, Giant Pumpkins New Zealand. I'm driving my car and I probably shouldn't be filming, but it's been a bit of a funny day. I've been in training all day for work, and I've got Scott Cully at my work carving a pumpkin of all things, which is pretty cool. And hopefully he's still there and I get to say hi and meet him. It's actually my lunch break, so I'm shooting back to work from where I've been, and we'll see what he's been up to. Okay guys, so I've managed to make it all the way back to work, and Scott Cully's here all the way from America. I should ask him what part of America he's from.
I live in Eugene, Oregon.
Eugene, Oregon, I've just learnt that. And he's managed to carve a pumpkin for here at work. I've been on a training thing, and I've got Jenny with me, who helps organise the Great Pumpkin Carnival
out of your way, actually,
in Hamilton.
You can do
no, you can't hide from the movie. And it sounds like Scott's been having an amazing time in New Zealand.
Absolutely.
This is number 7?
This is the 7th pumpkin I've carved
Seventh
in New
pumpkin
Zealand.
carved in New Zealand.
So they're smaller than I normally like.
Yeah,
but we'll get there. I mean, we're trying to spread the word in New Zealand to get the New Zealanders to grow bigger and better, and you'll get there. I guarantee it.
We will. I think one of the things we do have, which I find is really cool, is obviously the Americans have been growing for so long. With the internet and the information being readily available, and us being able to get the seeds, we seem to, within the next 3 years, we'll catch up to the 50 odd years or whatever you guys have been up to.
Yeah. I couldn't agree more. I mean, I've been involved with pumpkins since 1984, and that was pre-internet. And back then, that's
almost pre-me.
Way back then, you couldn't get seed or you couldn't get information unless you had a relationship with another grower somewhere else. You know what I mean? Old-fashioned relationships where you had to call on the phone.
It's crazy. No one's used to that these days.
No one knows that. The internet has changed giant pumpkin growing like I could not ever have anticipated.
Oh, definitely. You can see it all over the place, really.
I mean, the sharing of information and the availability of the seed is just amazing. So here, Ron Wallace this year did his 2,009-pound pumpkin. Fantastic.
That was amazing.
Congratulations, Ronnie. And I think his record's going to hold for a while, because he smashed the old world record by such a great percentage.
Yeah.
But that won't be the end.
No.
That will not be the end. So I hope the New Zealanders, hope the Kiwis get going and make 1,000 pounds the average that you see at your warehouse.
Yeah, for sure.
That's doable.
It is doable. I think we are heading that way. The current, I don't know what it is in pounds, but the current New Zealand record is only 200 kilos off the world record.
That's incredible.
So that's pretty big.
That is very big. That's very big. New Zealand has such a wide range of climates to grow in. Guaranteed you guys are going to pull it off.
Yeah. I think one of the things, and I've said this to a lot of people over the many years, is I think the soil we have here, due to the volcanic activity, provides a lot of different nutrients that may not be found around the world in other spots.
Right.
So I think that's going to be a bit of a key.
Volcanic soil with its mineral content is fantastic, and its drainage.
Yes.
Right. Pumpkins will not tolerate wet feet.
No.
They won't.
No,
so
right.
let them drain as best they possibly can, and of course you have to buffer for pH. You got to get it right. You got to cation exchange capacity correct. Of course, different volumes of organic matter, but still, I agree. You're onto something with that.
I think so. So you're obviously flying back home tonight.
Yeah, wonderful LA, right?
Yeah.
Fly the friendly skies.
What sort of wonderful tales will you be telling people when you get back?
I have been taking pictures with the iPad and emailing them the whole trip. The whole trip. It's one of those fantastic
Technology's great, isn't it?
It's fantastic.
What would be the biggest highlight then?
The biggest highlight of my trip? I think the biggest highlight of my trip has been learning to ride a Segway.
Oh, in New Zealand even?
In Auckland.
Ah, very cool.
In Davenport.
Of course.
Just outside of, the city.
Yeah.
That was the highlight of my trip.
Wow.
Yeah, I had a host. Her name was Victoria, from the Magic Broom Company, and it was fantastic. It was a little scary at first. She trained me for 20 minutes, and then she and I went around the city for 3 hours.
Wow, that's really cool.
Great. That was the highlight.
So back to pumpkin carving, because obviously you can whack out creations like that. How long would that one have taken?
That was probably hour and 3/4, 2
hours.
hours.
Wow. That's pretty cool.
It usually takes me 45 minutes to an hour for every 100 pounds.
Yep. What would be the biggest? I don't know much about carving, and I'm hoping to give it a crack. I'm guessing practice.
Yes,
That's the key?
absolutely, absolutely. And you don't need pumpkins much bigger than that to practice on. You know, I mean, if you had something that was 50, 70, 100 kilos,
Yeah.
You could practice, and you have to practice a lot.
Yeah.
Well, that's one of the things that's very difficult about pumpkin carving is how often do you come across a 1,000-pound pumpkin so you can practice on it?
Yeah.
You know, for me, I end up practicing at the events on the people who pay me to come carve on their pumpkin. But so you just got to take little baby steps. But practice. That's what you got. The bigger the pumpkins, the better. You know, the skin is thicker.
Yep.
You know, you
Got
get 8,
wool.
10, 12-inch thick skin, and then you can do some fantastic carving with that.
Oh, very cool. Well, it's been a pleasure and an honour to meet you, and I'm really glad that you've come all the way here to New Zealand. I'm glad that you've rocked up at my work and carved that pumpkin, and I hear you've spoken to a few people, and a few people have come watch you, so that's been great.
Thanks for the invitation, Sam.
No worries.
I appreciate coming down here, man.
Thanks heaps.